Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. We're continuing on our series that has to do with do-it-yourself, beginners 101, if you will, reel service and repair, how to get started, how to learn about and enjoy the art of reel repair. We're going to continue this with an episode on basic tools that you need, but we're also going to continue the series by talking about the business aspects of it, where to find customers, how to generate business, how to get started, how to be successful at that side of it. We're going to continue to work on advanced tools, maybe techniques, tips, everything you probably want to know about how do you run a reel repair business if you want to get beyond just doing it for yourself. And questions like, where do I get business? How do I grow my business? What are the pitfalls of a business? All of those things we'll try to answer as well. But we're also doing a series that focuses on things, well, what cleaners do you use? What lubricants do you use? What tools do you use? And then we're going to focus today on the basic tools, the essentials, if you will, of reel repair. And I can guarantee you, you do not need a lot to get started in the art of servicing your own fishing reels or others. You can certainly have boxes and boxes of tools, and you can certainly spend an awful lot of money going down that rabbit hole of buying a tool that may be a single-use tool. But that's not what this is about. This is about how do I do what I can do with the least investment and start to enjoy the art of reel repair or servicing my own reels. So I want to start with that as the premise. There's certainly a lot of tools that you can have out there, a lot of them that are single-use tools, but for the most part, you can get by with a very limited amount of tools, a limited investment, and then as you find you need a tool to complete a project, well, that's the time to go out and buy it, or at least find a way to work around that if you're not going to be buying that tool. Maybe it's too expensive. There's a lot of things that come up from time to time in reel repair that you just have to make a decision. Is that something you want to do? For example, you can get the mag oil to service the Daiwa BG mag sealed series. That oil is very expensive. And if you're looking to service a customer's reel, maybe he's brought in a BG series reel that's mag sealed, and you don't have the tool, I don't even know where to get the tool, for the side case removal or the mag oil to make sure that it is properly sealed, you may want to tell that customer to send that reel back to Daiwa. That mag oil is over $40, $50 with shipping. I haven't even been able to find the side plate case tool, but I imagine that's not inexpensive as well. And why would you spend $100 for the oil and the tool on a single service opportunity, and well, that you would have to charge more for than Daiwa probably charges? So those are the kinds of things that we'll be covering, and let's start out with the essentials of the reel service as I find them. You may find other tools that are essential. If you want to leave those in the comment section, say I can't work without this tool, or this is a good tool to have, or you missed this one, please do that. Enter that in the comment section. And if you want to know more about these, please let me know. I'll try to answer those questions for you. My approach here is what's the obvious, the easy ones, the inexpensive ones. I guess all of these, for the most part, can probably be purchased right at Harbor Freight and or garage sales, or maybe even have them in your own toolbox. That's wonderful. You don't need to go any further than that. All right, most of the tools that we're going to look at are designed for fishing reels that have access to them easily. So I had mentioned that BG, not an easy access one. So almost all of the reels that are serviceable are going to have side plate screws. In this case, this is an older Daiwa. It's the SS2000 beautiful reel. This one has a set of 3 screws for the lower case. So the first thing let's talk about is screwdrivers. One of the things you want to do is to get a good screwdriver for both Phillips head screws and flat slotted screws. Get a screwdriver that is comfortable to your hand. Don't you're going to be using that screwdriver an awful lot. You don't want one that just doesn't feel right. To me, for some reason, the Craftsman screwdrivers, here's a Craftsman Phillips head. This one happens to be an Ace Hardware one, but boy, if it doesn't look like it was made by the same guys. But get a screwdriver that's comfortable for your hands. You're going to be working on it an awful lot. I have a like for electrician's screwdrivers. This tip is a 3/16 tip on the flat screwdriver. I bought it first because that's almost ideal for the side bar screws on pen reels, and I found that it's worked on an awful lot of other reels as well. I happen to like it shielded. It's an electrician's screwdriver. It's shielded so that it doesn't spark, so it has a rubber covering on it, and that rubber covering makes an easy grip. When I don't want to use the palm, I can simply twirl the screw out by this. You've probably seen that on some of the videos, and yeah, I wear them down. This is the second or the third or the fourth one of these that I've had from this particular manufacturer. You can buy the whole set. They're available on Amazon. They're about $15, or you can find the singles. It's up to you if you want to try something like this. But again, number one, most important, make sure that that screwdriver is comfortable to your hand. You want to have the flat blade. This one's a 1/4" blade. This one's a 3/16. You probably want to go one level up, get the wider blade, or if you want, or if you have a very wide blade. I don't have that one readily accessible here. But you want to match your slot in width and in the length, if you will, length of side and length, whatever. You want to match that to the slot in the screw. Don't undersize the screwdriver that you're using. You can flare out or butterfly the screws. If you do that, it's going to be almost impossible to get them out. An example of that would be the side plate screws that I find all the time on the Mitchell 300 reels. For whatever reason, it's a softer metal, and using the improper screwdriver on that butterflies them, and then after time you just cannot remove them. Okay, screwdrivers, number one. This is the Phillips head version of that. What do I use? I use the 3/16 and a 1/4" most frequently on the screwdriver, the number one on the Phillips head. Now, you're going to have all kinds of fasteners and the like. This probably goes into the advanced side, but if you want to save money, you don't want to go invest in a set of screwdrivers, find a palm driver. This happens to be a snap-on. Find a palm driver that is comfortable in your hand, because you're going to be using it a lot, right? This is a ratchet one, and you want to make sure if you are going with a palm driver with a ratchet, make sure it all feels comfortable. And then you can buy the bit set. Now the bit set is going to have a variety of your Phillips heads. It's going to have a variety of your flat bladed ones. This is what we're talking about. Match your blade to the slot. And it's also going to include things like square drivers and Torx and hex drivers. So if you may want to just jump in and get a set like that and this, and that's all you're going to need for the vast majority of the reels that have side plate attachments that you're going to need to take off in order to access the inner case. Almost all of the fishing reels that you have will have to get into that case by removing those screws. Okay, next let's go to the other two pieces that involve screwdrivers. They are micro drivers. Pittsburgh, those of you that have shopped in Harbor Freight know all about Pittsburgh. And this one doesn't even have a name on it, but if this was a giveaway, buy $5 worth of stuff or give them a coupon, and they actually gave you these. There's a lot of small screws inside certain fishing reels. In particular, the low-profile bait casters seem to have a lot of little screws in there. And every now and then, the spinning reels that you're working on, or even the conventional reels like a Shimano Calcutta or something, will have small screws inside. Just by I think this one may have been $5. This one, as I mentioned, was a giveaway. I think you probably find it for $2 or $3 at Harbor Freight. It's always good to have a set of those. I would call those essential. Let's move over to pliers. Pliers are good to hold things down, in certain cases to wrench things off, and in certain cases to help you set very small pieces. If you watch my videos, you know I use the micro pliers an awful lot. Here's one by Crescent. I guess that's next up after I lose this one or wear it out. But both of those are similar in nature and design, and in all cases used all the time. I use these to pull springs off, to hold springs in, to reset pieces into the proper positions and the like. Sometimes you need to grab something and hold it. A channel lock pliers is a good idea there. This happens to be a channel lock brand. You can find off brands for these all over the place, but these are kind of like mechanical vice grips, if you will. You can adjust these to the width of the piece that you're trying to hold or the piece that you're trying to remove. Just a good all-around piece, I would say essential. This one I probably have more for a wire cutter kind of a situation here, but again, a sturdy set of, they call them lineman or wire pliers. Always a good idea to have one of those around. All right, wrenches. You can go to your toolbox. You probably have a set of wrenches. These have been around with me for an awful long time. Harbor Freight again, Pittsburgh. I have a set of metric wrenches. They go from, I think it's the 7 size up to the 15 size. Those are going to be the most common, and then maybe I got a 17. Those are going to be the most common nuts that you're going to have to remove on a fishing reel. And they're going to be metric. And the reason why they're going to be metric is almost everything is made offshore today. Most of those reels are no longer SAE reels in terms of the measures. They're almost all metric. Get a set of metric wrenches. You don't have to rush out and get one. Get a crescent wrench. This is actually a crescent wrench. Or, whoever made a version of the crescent wrench. There you go. Whatever size you want, one size fits all, up to about 1 inch or 17 millimeters. Just start with this. You don't need to have the full set of wrenches to get going. Again, on a spinning reel, you're going to have one nut. That one nut's going to be holding the rotor on. Most of the time you can get by simply using the crescent wrench. If you want to go out and start servicing reels, you don't need to buy all the wrenches. Get a crescent wrench. Works just fine. Dead blow hammer. Every now and then you need to have a dead blow hammer. Don't hit anything with a metal hammer, particularly if it's metal. You're just going to bash something in, it won't give. The dead blow hammers are softer than metal, so, well, you can see the tips are going to get banged up rather than the piece that you may have to hit. Don't hit things much, but if you need something, make sure that what you're using is not as strong as what you're hitting. Sometimes you can find these. I had one, I lost the tip on it. It's unfortunate. Has the plastic on the one side and had rubber on the other side. That's the part that I lost, and that's the part that I almost always used if I did need to nudge something along there. Finally, 2 other tools that I consider essential. One of them is a variety of picks. That includes safety pins. Those don't cost anything. Should have them around somewhere. And picks. They generally are there to help move things along, steady things, position things. These are great if you need to align a hole in a crossbar with the hole in the side plate. Also works for aligning holes in crosswind blocks and the like. So picks are good. That's a Harbor Freight pick. There was a Harbor Freight 4-pack. They included, angular picks and straight picks. That one's certainly bent out of shape. You won't find that one as it is, and the like. Okay, one more piece on the tools. A wedge. Okay, yeah, a wedge. It's a utility knife. If you use it, please be careful. Don't slice yourself up. I use this one to open boxes, and people are always wondering when it's going to slide. I'm going to slice my hand up. I have to tell you, I have done that on more than one occasion, but it hasn't been from opening boxes. It's just been some careless use that has cost me a little slice or two and a stitch or two. This is a great way to open side plates once you remove the screws. Every now and then the side plates have an accumulated amount of dirt and old greases and the like, and just slipping this in there after you remove the screws will pop it off for you. You'll find more uses than just that, but it is a very useful tool. All right, that's it. A bunch of pliers, a couple of pliers, some economical ways to get the tools you need to open up the side plates. Find that comfortable grip on your screwdriver, whatever it is, whether it's the flat blade or the Phillips head, and get started. If you need to remove that wrench, use that crescent wrench first, or go buy an inexpensive set of metric wrenches, and I think you'll find that the majority of the pieces that you need to be removed can be removed, and you can service the reel with just a kind of a basic set of tools. And that's what I wanted to pass along to you today. Just a caution that you do not need to go out and make heavy investments in tools to start the reel repair, that you can get by on the basics, and that you can start that hobby and enjoy servicing your own reels without spending a lot of money to do that. I hope you found that informative and enjoyable. I will continue this series with other sets of tips and techniques, including the business aspects of this, so stay watching. Again, if you have suggestions for these episodes, please leave them in the comment section. If you have a tool you can't live without that I missed, please leave that in the comment section. And we'll do another series on this, on tools, where we would get into the more advanced tools, the ones that you use less frequently, but doesn't hurt to have. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, thanking our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, and thanking you for kind of coming along with me on this journey on how to get started in reel repair, how to get started in servicing your own reels, or in building a business to service others. I hope you enjoy your day and enjoy your time on the water and your time fixing fishing reels. Have a great day.